You're watching UPfront on the JoyNews channel. My name is Blessed Sogah. I'm about to show you a vehicle right now on our screens, and that's because of a peculiar reason. So just watch as I indicate to you the type of car I'm talking about. That's called the Toyota Voxy. For road safety reasons, the National Road Safety Authority is announcing that it may be outlawing the use of this car, which is deemed a family vehicle, for commercial purposes. The trend now is that because of its convenience, many car users, especially commercial vehicle users, are now converting this car, which originally is a right-hand drive, for the purposes of commuting Ghanaians to and fro intercity. But there are concerns emerging tonight that we'll be unpacking with the Chief Executive of the National Road Safety Authority, an authority which is now saying that this car will no longer be used for that purpose. So what then is informing this decision, and why has that decision been taken? You're welcome to UPfront. Let me welcome lawyer Abraham Amaliba, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the National Road Safety Authority. In the course of the conversation, of course, other stakeholders are concerned about this, and we'll dig into that. But first off, Council, welcome to the program. This is a vehicle, just like many others that we find in Ghana, being converted. So what's the big deal with this Toyota Voxy vehicle being used for commercial purposes? Council, if you can hear me, I was just asking earlier, what's wrong with this vehicle being used for a commercial purpose?
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear, sir.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. So we received a number of petitions from the public complaining about the rampant accidents or road crashes involving Toyota Voxy. We therefore put together a technical working group to investigate the causes of accidents involving the Toyota Voxy. Today they came out with a report, and part of their findings is that the Toyota Voxy vehicle built in Japan was not built for commercial usage. It was built for family usage. That is one. It was built as a right-hand drive vehicle and not a left-hand drive vehicle. And so when they import the car into Ghana, then we have people, garages, that would then convert the car from right-hand drive to left-hand drive. Now the standards boards, the standards authority, Ghana Standard Authority, also indicated that we don't have standards for this conversion because it is even wrong per our laws to allow the importation of those vehicles. So when you look at the Customs Act, Act 891, it's an offense to import right-hand drive vehicles into the country. So the conclusion was that we could use them for intra-city purposes and not inter-city purposes. So we could use them within town, but not for long distances. So that was what the report said. Because of
what difference,
the conversion,
what difference will it make?
There are also some alterations. The difference is that if it is within town, which was what the car was built for in Japan, it will not be involved in those frequent and rampant accidents.
So you're just making this decision based on the fact that these cars will not be involved in frequent accidents. But that's a hazard for any other car, isn't it?
He also indicated that Toyota fits left-hand drive. But because they are solely within the town in Accra, you don't hear the accidents that they don't get involved in accidents. So what we are saying is that limit your drive to within town. Don't go long distances, which expose the vehicle to accidents.
But the description being given to this vehicle is that it's the family vehicle. Are we then saying that if a family decides to move interstate, or let's say in our case, intercity, what then will be the legal implications then for that family? Because after all,
because it's a family car, because it's a family car to be used within the township, that's intra. A family that decides to go on a long journey in Japan will not use this car.
You mean a family may not want to use this car for a long journey? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that in Japan, it is not allowed to use these vehicles for long journeys. They are only used within town. How is that difficult to understand? So if a family in Japan then wants to embark on a long journey, they will not use this car. They use another car. That's purposely for long journey.
Okay, that's Japan.
Is that difficult to understand?
Yeah, that's Japan. I'm talking about Ghana in our context.
Hello?
That's what I'm saying. That this is Ghana. That's
is that
why,
difficult to understand?
I'm saying this is Ghana. That's why I seem to be asking you that question.
Yes. So in Ghana as well, we are following what the car was made for, and we are saying that don't use it for long distance. Use it intra. So following the prescription of the manufacturer. Is that difficult to understand?
Have you seen the reactions online ever since you made this announcement? It's drawing lots of controversy now. Council, I hope you can hear me. I'm just asking.
We want to save lives.
Yeah, I hope
you are not oblivious of the fact that.
Can you hear me, Council? I'm just asking if you've seen the reactions online.
Can you hear me yourself?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just asking if
network is bad.
Yeah, but I'm asking if you've seen the reaction online ever since you announced this whole decision.
Our concern is to protect lives. Our concern is to ensure that our roads are safe. It's not about reactions. It's about ensuring that vehicles that are prone to accidents are not on our roads. That's all.
So how do you plan going forward to enforce this? Because there are questions as to enforcement. Will it be feasible that you'll be easily able to enforce this?
We have banned vehicles in this country before. I don't know how old you are, but there was Toyota Haze. And it was also a matter of concern concerning how they were being driven and the accident they were involved in. We banned them in this country not to go on long journey. So it's not rocket science. We are going to work with the police, MTTD. We are going to work with the DLA not to register those vehicles for long distance. And we are also going to ensure that we educate the passengers so that they don't embark on those journeys with the boxy vehicles.
Yeah, I stand to be corrected, but you seem upset. I don't know if it's with me or your clients or Ghanaians who have been asking questions. I mean, that's why I seem to be asking these questions. Are you worried or perhaps overwhelmed by the amount of questions and people knocking at your door, finding out what the implication of this directive is?
It is the same Ghanaian people who told us, it is the same Ghanaian people who petitioned us to deal with the Voxy vehicle, which is always involved in an accident most of the time. So we are doing this for the people of this country. So I don't think that we are doing anything wrong.
Okay, Lawyer Abraham Amaliba, I'm grateful for your time. He's the Chief Executive Officer of the National Roads Safety Authority, giving us a sense of why the decision has been made. And of course, you see the brand of the vehicle now on your screens, giving you a sense of what is likely to happen. Voxy, Toyota Voxy, as it's called, may be banned for inter-city use. So if you're a family planning to use this car, you might want to, if you have bought it already, use that within just Accra or Kumasi or Ho or wherever you may be finding yourself, because driving that across cities may be problematic. We'll hear from the driver community shortly, but let me welcome one individual who's been an advocate for road safety, Reverend Cyril Crabb. Yes. Thank you for joining us here on JoyNews.
Thank you for having me. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. But you are coming at a time where, of course, the CEO of the Road Safety Authority has been explaining and justifying his decision.
Yes.
And you seem to be laughing at all the way through.
I'm rather smiling at the last question.
It smiles, is it?
The last question you asked. In fact, if you've known our Director General very well, you should know that he always looked like he's some kind of under pressure. If you don't know him, he's a very nice person. But when you are talking, indeed he's under pressure. I can understand the pressure that is going. He's
under a lot of pressure, isn't it?
Yes,
because if you look at the decision,
I'm even coming to add more.
Just look at this vehicle, and all we're saying is that because of speed, because of safety, because of some other considerations, being a family car, this cannot be used for commercial purposes. Very controversial.
Let me greet your cherished viewers and also thank everybody who has been supporting us. I've been out of Accra for some time. I was just discharged yesterday from the hospital. So when you call, I'm still taking my medication.
Godspeed.
And I was going around to see how best we can help the numerous crashes that have come back to back from last 2 weeks till now. We'll be burying a woman who got torn at the Kwashiman traffic light. He got torn. He went through the car, landed at the back of the car. She'll be buried on the 11th. And then we also had 4 days ago, we had at the same joint. So we also been asking questions. But by and large, we are looking at how we are going to take care of victims. And I've been traveling across the country to see, soliciting for funds. Let me quickly thank Cowbell for giving us some boxes of cowbell to be given to the victims. And also Serene Insurance, who have pledged to give us some tickets. But I disagree and also agree with the National Road Safety Authority. Having said that, however, it's better late than ever, because from September, the Voxy vehicle has been a menace, has been in the news. We've seen their operations on the roads, which of course added to the toll last year. So 2025, we have almost 3,000 people dying, and it came at the background where, at the time where Voxy, was in operation, that everybody is using it, But then, if I will agree with them on the ban, I would disagree with families using it. What if a family said that I am not using it for commercial purposes? I have a driver trained and can drive this car in a patient way, to land me to my destination. Are you also saying that I'm banned not to buy this car? No, but for commercial purposes, to go the kind of speed that they are going, I agree to it. But then again, in that also, we want to now carve out, excavate the part where we want to ask the National Road Safety Authority that in time past, we had 3M, who was also causing such menace. The ultimatum they issued out there was that their speed limits should come down, not a ban. If they are not adhering to that ultimatum, then they will be banned. But in this case, we don't see that kind of a thing. I still think that they should review what they've come. Secondly, review at the background.
Where do you first of all see the challenge coming from? Is it the case that you have this car being driven by drivers who are not mindful of road regulations? So it's rather the case that the car is so sophisticated that you may be tempted to go the extra speed or mile or whatever description we're giving.
I've not had the opportunity for the details of their report, which I can really, scan and see where they falter and where they will agree with. But if you look at the car itself, number one, every driver must know the makeup of his car. Number two, the driver must be trained to know the kind of car that he's driving. Number three, the driver must have the certain kind of license. And against this background, I would commend and applaud the Ghana, the police service. There was a policewoman about a week ago or within the week who apprehended one of these drivers, demanded the license. The driver proudly brought out the license, thinking that I have license, so, take it and then. And
but the category of the license,
exactly.
What's different?
Exactly. That is another turning point that we need to look at to curb these crashes, because it looks as if those driving these buses, with our own accident victim support, our own research that we've done, those handling these cases, most of them are below their age. So that is where another problem or challenge is. So if the police, like this woman did, which I'm also think I have said that she needs to be promoted because she didn't challenge the person, but they said, look, you have gone against the law. You should be 25 years driving this car. What did we hear about the motor crashes? Commercial motor riders. Do we have a specific motor that is being used for commercial purposes? We don't. But we are telling them they should drive safely. They should ride safely. You get it? They should get the right licenses. Vossy, yes. I know that this car, I've done a little bit of educated, I've delved into the car. Indeed, it's a very smart car. It moves very fast, you know. And it's a family vehicle, like he's saying, when you go to Japan, they don't do that. This is Africa. Well, everything is possible. Yeah. So against the background where we are saying that there is no employment, you know, let me just say it and then tight, if I'm not afraid.
Yes.
I think the National Road Safety Authority, whatever they have brought out with the committee's report, like I said, I have not had the opportunity to go into it, to have it and then scrutinize it properly.
But the effect of it, we know that there's an outright ban on
where I repair my Retiki car, 30 years car that I'm using, where I repair it every day. I see this Voxy car, they are changing it all the time.
All the time, yes.
I have questioned them.
The specs from
I have questioned them also, per my work. They know the work I do. Yeah. And I've asked them if indeed there are some that, you know, have really not been involved in an accident. They themselves sometimes are, you know, kind of shocked that the car is in an accident situation. And they have been saying, if you ask, they will tell you that drivers. Now, we left them. We went to an accident victim, a victim whose children died, 5 children died. We went to support her in Kumasi. And we asked her of her opinion.
Yes.
And she also said, drivers ne kura car ne nkakani, yankaka ne de kama pa.
Okay, so it's about the drivers.
It's about the drivers. And so I think that the National Road Safety Authority should enforce more on driver training. Let's have driver training. Let's have driving schools that will train our drivers well. When we have a very good drivers, we can even use road which is not asphalted and still arrive alive. You understand? But to ban, well, like he said, he knows more than I do. I cannot challenge the expertise of my Director General, Lawyer Abraham Amaliba. But I'll score him 70% for what he's done. It's better late than never. But I think going forward...
you score him 70% because you belong to that community of individuals who work closely with the Road Safety Authority.
No, I'm neutral.
I've gone online before coming on air.
I'm neutral.
And we've seen...
I'm neutral. I'm neutral.
Is this all about neutrality then?
The kind of experience...
If in fairness, for instance, let's start from the angle before I bring in what Ghanaians have been saying online. The fact that this is not the first car to be converted here in the country.
Exactly. That's one.
If you wipe out other cars or brands of vehicles that are being converted, trust me, lots of Ghanaians may be left without jobs in this country.
Great. So that's what I'm saying. Even that one aside, there are many rickety cars on the roads, which the Voxy cars, even converted, are still better than. So there, we can also take you on there. Let's put unemployment way aside. You understand? But there are other vehicles on the road which are causing dangerous accidents. The integrity of most cars on our roads calls for the National Road Safety Authority to ban them also. You get it? My car, for instance, the car that I use currently, it's about 30 years old. You see, but because we don't have anybody donating a car to us, I'm managing it. So I'm very careful when I drive because when it crash, me and the car will be crashed together, will be scattered. Now, the National Safety Authority, what he needs to do is that engage. We think that he should engage the drivers like the policewoman did. What is the age limit going forward? What is the age limit? Let's look at that. Because this thing has been done before. We saw, I state again, 2M. I remember very well. Engineer David Osafo-Addo, let me greet him wherever he is. He issued an ultimatum. It's either you stop the speeding 100, 20, 90, come to 80 or 90. If you overspeed, we are going to stop. And we saw some kind of, reduction in 2M. Anyway, the style of Director General Abraham Amaliba may be different. But I think in this country, per the experience that I have in the field, I have seen things done that have brought down, the accident. Voxy, I think the first place they should engage drivers, train the driver, and even the drivers, it should be a deliberate, orientation for every driver on the road because every driver is speeding.
Okay, we'll talk about other stakeholders because they shouldn't be left off the hook. Customs, or GRA. You talk about
one life lost is one too many.
And other stakeholders. We'll talk about that shortly. But let me speak about what Ghanaians have also been saying online. The fact that they do not believe that all of a sudden a committee will be recommending to the Road Safety Authority to ban the commercial use of this vehicle, when indeed the concern should be about drivers.
Good. So that's what I'm saying. I will not come and then say that because I'm in bed with the National Road Safety Authority, I'm going to speak for them. No. The number, I have not seen the statistics from January till date. Formally, it comes earlier. This time, it's delayed. And I know the reason. Because, look, the accident is back to back. And when you go and see the accident, it's gone past the... I wouldn't say...
You mean involving the Foxy? Is that
Foxy and every accident. That's what I'm saying. The National Road Safety Authority could have added...
The data?
The data could have added Voxy, but expanded to all drivers, because we are looking at the ultimate prevention, that every car must be prevented from accident.
Yes.
There are very bad cars on the road, very, very bad cars on the road. And there are drivers who are not educated at all. Anybody at all is driving today to make ends meet.
Yes.
So you become a bit considerate when you are bringing out things, that will make our president or our country proud. You understand? In this particular case, I think that if Voxy killing a lot of people, not only Voxy is killing, so then you consider other accidents and consider the causes of the accident and try to curb it. In this case, that hands or fingers are pointing to drivers. Why won't you then look at the drivers and then tell the drivers that, look, you need to drive well? In my education, in my campaigns that I do, I tell the drivers, I made them to stand up in the churches, and I tell them, they said you people are killers. Then they start looking at themselves. I'm not a killer. But when an accident occurs, the driver is the cause.
But you seem to be commercializing everything. Drivers should not be, or driving should not be restricted to the commercial drivers. No.
You don't have a car yourself that you drive.
No.
Anybody that drives you, you are also a driver, a secondary driver, because your life matters.
Yeah,
and like the Director General rightly said, it is the life that we are looking at.
Commercial drivers, because if, for instance, you have a family that says it wants to, and I'm just creating that scenario, that a family owns this car, they feel that they should be driving that to another city. Why then should that become a challenge? Because giving a broad stroke directive that the vehicle cannot move to another city, that may be a challenge.
I earlier on said that I disagree with them saying in its entirety that anybody that owns vehicle or the vehicle Voxy, Toyota Voxy, is banned. You understand? Because they have said, according to him saying it right now, he said in Japan, you are talking about a developed country like Japan. You understand? Look at us. We are a handful of people. And in the driving sector, that's where many of our country men and women thrive. And I think that it would be very, very, bad on the side of the national security to, like you said, by extension, add everybody in it. But then it could say that anybody using the vehicle must have certain specifications, certain, grades, certain training, and then it would help them to ply the road. Secondly, families who are going out using this car, they must have maybe a different number plate, just like we have out there. You get it? Different number plate. I will agree with that. Like I said, I wouldn't want to preempt the report, which I've not seen. I'm praying that I'll have the benefit of going into the state and I can communicate well. But from where I sit with our own research, which we think that is also a policy that can be added on, I think that the National Safety Authority should rather have said that they are issuing an ultimatum again. And secondly, they are making sure that drivers of this vehicle do not drive to a certain limit. Thirdly, we can enforce adherence to road safety regulations on our road. They can add speed guns to the road regularly, where these drivers are the targets, that when they overspeed, the ultimatum that was given to them, when they go beyond it, that is where you start working on them. Look, Ghanaians, we fear these things. When you talk just like that, they know Ghana, talk is cheap. But I believe that in this government, talk is not cheap. If we as a country can prioritize road safety, we wouldn't get to this level. But it's because the entire country have not taken the road safety and even the carnages that are happening on our roads. That is why we are talking about this thing. It shouldn't be a thing that we should be talking about if it is our number one priority.
Is this the first time we're converting a car? What should be our general position on that, knowing that that's the principle being applied here? It's problematic because the Voxy is being converted.
You are here.
That's
even
argument.
the cars that come here. We don't have specific kind of cars that comes here. Every car is entering here. Lately, didn't you hear Yoko seizing stolen cars and stuff? How did they get their way in here? You understand? If I'm not afraid to say, anything at all gets in here. So we don't have a certain specific car that we say should come in and out. What we need to do is that there are laws. And even these days, the LI, what regulates the roads, has been reviewed. Have you had the benefit to go through that report? I hear it's not been gazetted yet. I'm waiting for it to go into it. But some aspect of it has been given to us. The question is, are we going to enforce those aspects that we are talking about? You get it? So we don't wait and we don't put it out there to be, categorical on it that this car shouldn't come in. When it comes, you are going to apprehend it. When it comes, you are going to arrest anybody who is involved into it and then come and name and shame. We don't do that. We've sat here from September. The National Security Authority, these people started killing not today, from September. We didn't take it serious. There was no committee. I said I have met victims. A whole family has been killed by this. We went to support them in Kumasi. There was nothing like that. But having said that, however, better late than never. So from this day going, we must, like the question you are asking, okay, that, look, let's be sure that cars which are not safety, they don't have the safety tools, or it's not safety-wise for us, it shouldn't come here at all. Then we are good to go. Recently, I heard a thing or two about Land Cruiser, that its brakes are not good. And I went to it.
Really?
I'm telling you, you can do your own this thing on it.
I mean, every car should be a hazard.
Every car has good.
Yeah, and that's why my fear is that if we're doing this, you might get to a point where, of course, that principle will be a broad stroke for every car.
I wouldn't talk about
Let's take some of the cars being used for commercial purposes in this country, like the online ride-hailing apps.
Good.
Yeah, and some of the cars that are being used for that, they were not originally...
It's not even that. They
outside of driving kind of
They are
cars.
drivers itself. They are another problem on the way. They don't even know road signs and all that.
The
National Safety
another debate you're bringing.
The National Safety Authority has a whole work
my focus
to
is,
do.
If you are applying the same standard, the principle you're applying to this vehicle, then we should be wiping off that whole class of drivers.
That one is the prerequisite for the National Safety Authority. He has authority, power over those things. He has come up with a technical committee. I'm not a technical person like that. I'm concerned about the victims, the lives, that would have to have the hope to live again. And I'm also for the causes of the accident that have rendered these people, permanently incapacitated, or they would die. These are future. These are mothers, parents taking care of. They are just going to come with a social contract, take me in and bring me out. And in the middle, so we need to find the reason. But I am saying again that if the National Safety Authority had come up with this, I'll give them 70%. The reason, as he said, they are looking at saving lives. And saving lives, this is what they think that is good. I think as a country also, we need to support the National Safety Authority to come up with a holistic plan to prevent accident once and for all. It is possible. Zero fatality is possible. The Voxy is not the only, a cause of accident, or the vehicle that is causing accident on the road. No. There are other ones. So I am saying again, I'm saying it here again, that if they are saying this, then there are many cars which are not roadworthy. They are not roadworthy at all, and they are causing a lot of crashes on our road. There are many cars who lack integrity. Even with these buses, when they have the crash, look at it. It is just the painting that makes it look fresh, but the car itself lacks integrity. When it crashes, everything comes crumbling down. In fact, people are sitting in coffin than cars out there. You understand me? So I am saying that we are like he said, we are looking at the lives, and we are looking at Ghanaian citizens who will be transporting through and through without any interruptions.
Don't you feel that the road safety authority is biting more than they can chew? Possibly they should be bringing in the Standards Authority, DVLA. All of that is missing in this attempt to regulate the scene.
Not to speak for the National Safety Authority.
Yeah, you're not necessarily speaking for them.
I want to believe that the committee probably must be involved with all the stakeholders. The National Safety Authority do not work alone.
But they are not taking individual responsibility for what's going on.
Our entity is the only entity that they do not include in what they do. Yeah. But with the technical team, I want to believe that there will be the technical department from DVLA.
Isolating them for what they stand for in the law is very important. That if he claims that there are no standards And this is coming from the Road Safety Authority.
Look,
the Standards Authority, for instance, should be taking
from day one. I know that the National Road Safety Authority will be coming under very hard scrutiny and pressure. I know, and I'm also like I said, I also come with my own.
Yeah.
We have decided. We are looking at from January to the first quarter. Let me put it.
Yeah.
338 deaths. We are looking at a reduction because from last year, the National Road Safety Authority said that they are not being supported. There are no investment. There are no funds given to them. So they couldn't work at all. I want to believe this year they have been given some funds. And so we should see some kind of upgrade in their operations, which would in turn reduce the crashes. But last year, 200 and something. This year, over 300. I think if we don't take care, next year it will be more than 500 in the first quarter. So we need to now demonstrate the entire country. And I'm sitting here, look, which camera am I using? I'm looking into the
way.
Yes,
you just
I'm looking into the
make
camera.
The point, yeah.
No, I'm looking into the camera to tell Ghanaians that the way the crashes is surging, even us who take care of them, we have issues. We can't take care of accident victims anymore. But we think that it can be prevented. So we are all going on the road to demonstrate against the crashes, i.e., we are attacking or we are speaking to National Road Safety Authority to review its operations. We are going to meet with the President, Parliament, to let all of them come on board so that we can bring it down. Because listen, it can happen to all of us. It can happen to all of us.
So wait, you mean you're heading to the office of the President over this?
In fact, that's why I brought this. This is the new campaign. That if the President can at least make this pledge to the whole country. Yeah. We've not heard the President talking about road crashes.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm very sure. You're very sure. I've been watching. And I will sit here and plead with him that if he can also join in this pledge, in this national pledge, that he himself would ride and drive safely, so we all stay alive. Take it from me, the entire country will follow suit. Yeah, you get my point?
Yeah, the President's not driving anytime soon, but he needs to pledge.
But the driver of the President, listen, when we go into any kind of campaign, we hear presidents or flag bearers saying that they are the chief driver. Yeah. So if they are driving, yes.
Yeah, that concept about drivers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it tells you that the driving profession is a very good one. If a whole president will compare himself to a driver, it means the driving profession is good. Here is the case that we are saying drivers are killing people. And the president is saying he's a driver. And you've seen it particularly with this our president who have a whole campaign video where he's in the seat, somebody joined another car, and then the person came back and said, no, you are a chief driver, a good driver, let me join you. This is the real thing now. So we want him to be realistic. So I am personally...
Why are you restricting it to the president? You should go to other political parties too.
Thank you very much.
Those who believe in...
I have done this. I've been doing this for the past 2 years. You know, I've been on your... Many of those who have come in contact with me and many of the studios I have visited, I have put out this and I've made people to also promise churches, the Church of Pentecost, GPCC, Christian Council.
Oh, they've all come on board.
They've all come on board. Some parliamentarians who have also come on board, and some of the members of Council of State have also come on board and have pledged. I can show you pictures, but I think to a very large extent, what can curb these crashes that is happening is when the president also consider that, Reverend Crab, this campaign I want to come on board, bring it, let me also pledge.
And then let their voice.
Exactly. Collectively. Because listen, advocacy is one of the things that will curtail these crashes that we are seeing. And it also shows that you empathize with those who get involved, and you also associate yourself with drivers. And you being a good president, driving the country, resetting the country, it makes them to also know, or you become an example to them that we also need to drive well. If the president is saying that he's driving safe. And I'm telling you, come June, we are going to Kintampo. The 88 people who were buried there, which we went to do the graveside, we are going there to lay a wreath. And then in the next month, where we buried 25 people who got bent beyond recognition, we are going to do a demonstration that, look, we have sat in this country, 100 people have died in this country in a day before. March 22nd. March 9th, we had 37 people who got bent beyond recognition. We cannot sit down for that to reoccur again. Never again. So we are marching to the presidency. Just add your mouth to it. Add your voice to it. Add your energy to it. Whatever the National Road Safety Authority needs to curb the accident for us, let's give it to them.
Okay.
And we ask all of this entities and those who speak and it matters, the voices of the land, the fathers of the land, all of them to get involved. And I tell you, it can come down drastically.
Okay, this is what I want us to do. Initially, GPRT and some of the executives had agreed to join the conversation because, of course, I was having conversations with them before the start of this programming. And it's clear that they're telling me, of course, well, I don't have the permission to entirely quote whatever it is that they're saying, but the sense I get is that these type of cars have come to stay. You have difficulties with them.
No, I don't have difficulties with them. In fact, when like I said again, I repeat myself.
Yes.
When they brought out, when I saw the communique, I said that they are going to have problems. Look, indeed, this car have come to stay. So, for want of a better word, this is Ghana. If you don't take care, you'll be taken on. You know, we are looking for money to take care of accident victims. And so when I sit here and I say anything and goes against somebody, I'll have troubles. But not to fear, God will provide. Listen, there is no employment in the system. And so people who think that they would look for employment started buying these cars for employment. Has it happened before? Yes. We have state-owned transport companies, STC. We were here when VIP started to fight against STC. Nobody said anything about it. You understand? Then it came up OA. It came up M something, M Plaza. You know, I can mention Imperial also started. Transport companies. There was no way, nobody stood up to go against them. Hence, they started this. GPRT also have the Toyota Ace. Now they have come up with this. This one have their own place. And mind you, touring companies are using these cars for tours.
Oh, tourism firms are using this?
Yes, recently we went for a Agogo crusade. Let me greet my spiritual father, Evangelist Kofi Echampon, who came from the US.
Oh, your church members were using this?
Exactly, not even church members, tourists.
Oh, you don't want
tourists.
to implicate your church members?
No. These are tourists, not church members.
Not church members.
Tourists from abroad.
Yeah.
They came down from Revival Today Church in Pittsburgh. They came down and they used this car. We took it to Agogo. We used it for almost 1 week. This car. It has come to stay. And we saw many tourists using this car. Are you saying you abandoned them too? No.
Yeah.
You know, but I agree with them again that this car is causing a whole lot, killing families, killing a lot of people. So where we sit, we agree, but we are not looking at a bank. Okay. We are looking at a regulation.
I just have perhaps I don't know if it will amount to a rhetorical question, but something that's occurring to me is, why is that debate not rife in Japan, where the car was made? Exactly. You see, that's why I said I don't want to commit. Where the country is not talking there about, it's killing too many people. The Director General of the National Road Safety Authority, I believe in his expertise once again. I believe in his wisdom, and I believe that he has been put in there to make a change. But sometimes when you are under pressure, you tend to, come up with. Yeah, you feel this is going to bring a lot of pressure, is it? Yes, it's going to bring a lot of pressure. Like GPR. Yeah. No, he should tackle this. That's like I said, a ban will be too harsh. Yeah. You get it? A ban will be too harsh. Yeah. Because there are other recalcitrant, reckless drivers out there. We think, from the accident victim support perspective, we think that driver training should be at the ultimate. It should be the ultimate. Yeah. And also, adherence to road safety, safe practices, or safe system approach. We look at that. And then the driver who is seated there, his training should be paramount to us. It should be a priority. So every Foxy driver, if you ask me, in our wisdom as accident victim support entity, in our wisdom, we need to now get all of them. The drivers come. What is making you cause the accident? Yeah. Let them tell us. When they tell us, then we go to those who fix this car. Yeah. But I don't think mere changing. There are many cars that they have changed. Hands. That's what I'm saying. There are many expertise. But look at our roads and the kind of cars that are applying the roads. This car, for instance, is way upgraded than some.
That is what I'm saying.
Should we then begin from that point where we're enforcing standards on the integrity that you're talking about?
Not even standards. Right from the beginning, I think the National Safety Authority should look at cars who don't have the standards, which are not roadworthy. You know, looking at, because when they went on the road, practically they removed some kind of gadgets which shouldn't be on the car. Thumbs up, I gave it to them. Because when you are driving at night from Kumasi and you even have a good car, when the car spots you, you will even get off the road. And so it is very good, it's safe that they took those lights off. Yeah. But with these cars, some of them, when you see them, you can see that they are very rigid. The only thing that is bad is the changing of it. And the driver who is driving it, if he has not said that, I have not heard anywhere that the steering has removed, you know, and so it caused the accident. But what we have heard, 2 or 3. 1, the drivers drive reckless, they overspeed. You understand? These 2 things, that is the causes of the accident on our roads. Both victims and those who stand by are saying the same thing. So I think that in our wisdom, not in the matchless wisdom of the committee who came up with this, we think that we should look at the driver training, look at road safety regulations which are being adhered to, which will save life. Look, when there is a plane crash, who is the cause? Who do they look at? They look at the pilot. And recently, not to remind anybody of their pain, the pilot who died was given a state burial because he was able, even at the expense of his life, was able to pilot the plane, not to kill a lot of people, but just the 2 of them. Can we have drivers also doing same? You understand? Because we know that the plane is expensive, life is expensive, so we train people to that level. Can we also do the same thing for
cars, you say?
Exactly. That is where I thought that was where I was expecting that the policy would go. But unfortunately, and then I will say again, just to be on a safer side, that I believe that in their matchless wisdom, this is what they think.
Okay.
I think that it still amounts to a review and they can look at it.
All right, let's deal with the last leg before we go. The aspect about even the condition of the roads themselves. The president is running a big push agenda. That will inure to the upliftment in terms of the class, the texture, the standard, the quality of our roads. You're saying we're not considering the aspect of your concerns about ensuring some ancillary issues that should be prevalent, even though we're making that strive to increase the quality, the kind of quality of road network that we have across the country. What should be paramount beyond the infrastructure itself for you?
Everything that we do to save lives, especially on our roads and highways, is a paramount. It's a priority. It's very paramount to us. But I think we need to look at the key things, like the road infrastructure is very key. You know, there are bad drivers who drive on bad roads. You understand? Yeah. And there are also good drivers who drive on bad roads. In fact, there is no bad roads, but there are bad drivers. Because when you are on a bad road, you need to drive patiently. You need to be extra patient on the road. Whatever you do, you reach your destination. It is better to be late than to be called late. And this can only happen on a very bad road. I believe in the president's big push because for 8 years we sat here, or let me say for 6 years, as far as I'm concerned, we were expecting that the year of roads, as it was being touted some years ago, we thought we could see better roads. But as we sit here now, we have a president who have come to do all roads anew. And I second it, I support it, you know. But I think that when it comes to that sector, transport, roads, that we must give in our best, because all of these also help in the economic nature of this country. It helps us to go in and out. You understand me? Yeah. So if today we have a president who is saying that I'm doing the roads, the same president should also say that we must have a good cars. You know, the safe system approach is what we are talking about. And I personally, I am into it. You understand? Yeah. I am into it. I will buy anything that they want to do on our roads. But top of it should be that we should have our drivers trained. And then also passengers should know. I don't know if you know about the compensation fund. You know about it?
There's a fund.
Oh, you don't know about it?
There's a fund.
No, I'm asking if you don't know. You don't know about it. So I've realized that many people don't know about it. So I'm talking about it. There is a compensation fund.
Compensation fund.
For crash victims.
Okay.
So in the situation where people think that an NGO like us, a very good NGO like us.
You're not driving at the point I was asking, because
Good.
I know you'll get there.
Yes,
That you ought to be supported.
Yes.
And that there should be a dedicated fund to support the kind of things you're doing.
You and I know how many times I've been on, throughout the years, a decade and over.
And running around the country.
And running around the country. I've begged government, begged institutions, begged individuals to support us. We don't have a car, we don't have anything. We are even building an accident victims home. We are calling for support, we are not getting it. Against that background, people do not know that there's a compensation fund where crash victims who think that the accident victim support is for government, and so they always run to us with heavy cases. Not even cases, but debts for them to pay. I am directing them to the compensation fund. The compensation fund is for crash victims, and this is their operation. A car which is not licensed, a driver who is not licensed, or a car which is not registered, and then also an insurance which is repudiated. When you go to the compensation fund, they, just like insurance, they will go through it, and then your issue or you will be given a redress. It is there. Then we ask individuals to come and help us so that we can help those who do not know about the compensation fund or they have not gotten there yet to be able to have hope for life. You understand? We are not getting it. So now we are doing that education together.
Yeah, but whatever the case, that fund is not accruing much, is it?
You don't know about the fund, so please don't speak for them. No, where I sit, that's what I'm saying.
Are you getting enough?
We are not getting enough. We are not getting at all. Yeah. So I will sit here and say thanks to the Church of Pentecost once again, who have given me the enablement to be here today. Yeah. You understand? They've done well for the past 3 years. Reverend Crab, get it. Make sure you are everywhere you are being called to educate us on this.
Each time you direct people to this compensation fund.
It's not about even each time. Like you have called me here.
Is it able to pay the bills, is it?
Compensation fund pays. Yes, they pay.
It pays everything.
Not everything.
Yeah.
To compensate you, as their word is, compensation fund. So that we have many victims who go out of their way to curse the drivers, to curse the nation. That's why I've taken it up. Like last year, we suffered before taking care of these victims, and we have more on our list. So I'm calling that, look, there's a compensation fund, victims should go to it, victims should visit it. Even you, the media, please talk about compensation fund, invite them from the National Insurance Commission. It's free for them. Let them come and talk about the compensation fund, where we also go behind their back, or we work hand in hand with them to support crash victims together. Then I believe that we can go for it. But in the situation where, because of my perseverance, I always come and talk, and even sitting here, I am in trouble already, because you said lawyer Agyeman-Rawlings is upset, right? He's listening to what I am saying. But lawyer Abraham, please calm down. We are all trying to find solution to this.
You shouldn't be worried about this.
No, I'm worried. I'm worried. I'm worried. On a lighter note, I am worried because we have a country who do not appreciate effort. And we don't appreciate perseverance. You understand? Like I sit here, as I told you, I've brought victims here, victims of serious crashes, which we take care of, and yet we are not getting any support, thanks to the Church of Pentecost. You understand? So when I sit here and I see lawyer Agyeman-Rawlings, who now have heard that Reverend Series is this guy, this guy.
No, he will give you the money. I know he will give you the money.
We don't need his money. We don't need.
No, you should take money too.
The National Road Safety recommendation or commendation is very important to me. Why? Because I have joined the National Road Safety Authority to a very big platform in Sweden. And that's why I've been able to step up in my work. So I have some kind of, should I say, I owe them. You understand? That I need to pay.
But you need the money.
No, I need the money. And I'm not calling only on the National Road Safety Authority. I'm calling on every Ghanaian. Listen, as you are seated here, I know you very well. You are doing very good, great work. Look at your style of journalism, your style of question, your posture. Look at your costume and your head. So beautiful.
Oh, my head.
You understand?
My head. The big aspect of it is that it's big. It's a secret.
No. It's not even about the way you have shaved your head. Listen, you are doing a good job. But road crashes do not care about how beautiful or handsome you are. It happens to everybody. So an entity like us, who are persevering and we are pushing, that people should come on board to support us, so we can support anyone, even the president, if he gets involved, to come come and help. We think people should just come on board and help us.
You know what? Full endorsement for your planned advocacy to the presidency. We should be supporting.
Sure. We have written letters to the president. 25th of June, we are doing a campaign. Sorry, not a campaign, but we are doing a demonstration. But this is the campaign that I am taking to the president.
So let's take that seriously.
The president can take this, and I know anybody who have done that. This is the consciousness of road safety, and this also can reduce road accident drastically. We all pledge to ride and drive safely on the road, so we all stay alive. Look, you are a blessed person and for a blessed nation. We can't afford to lose you by road accident, never. And so since we are all vulnerable, we must all get involved.
Amen to that.
But our number for anybody to support us or anybody to call, if you want to call me to support, like the way I'm passionately talking about it, 0505 150 822. We are an NGO or an MPO, a non-for-profit organization. We are looking forward that people will come and support us to do our work effectively. Reverend
Cyril Crab joining us here on Upfront. Grateful also to lawyer Abraham Amaliba for joining us earlier. This is Upfront. We'll see you again. I am Blessed Sogah. Bye for now.
Bless.
It doesn't take much to protect what we love. Sometimes it begins with prevention.